They call me Dan, the Lakers DTLF. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equals. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
What up, Laker family? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame. Actually, not even a pregame. Sorry, late night Lakers talk. I'm so used to saying that. So used to saying this pregame, but late night Lakers talk. We're going to talk Lakers, give you guys some updates on LeBron James and some of the injuries heading into tomorrow night's game versus the Milwaukee Bucks, as well as talk about other things and all things Lakers, NBA, and more. How you guys doing tonight? Hopefully everybody is chilling. Like I said, I do have a couple of updates for you guys, but I think the number one update here tonight is that the Lakers have slipped to the 4th seed in the Western Conference, unfortunately. So yes, the Lakers have slipped as of right now. The Lakers are currently the 4th seed. This, however, can change because the Lakers are still at 23 losses. You know, like everybody else has 24 or more. So if the Lakers were to win tomorrow, they would slide up a slot or two. However, this is very concerning because the Memphis Grizzlies have now won 4 in a row. The Denver Nuggets lost tonight. Shout out to the Timberwolves. Otherwise, they'd be moving on up. But there's a chance here that these two top teams could create separation above us. Now, that is the bad news of the day right there, right? That the Lakers have slipped. The good news is that the Lakers, LeBron James, all right, has returned to Los Angeles per Shams Charania, all right, per medical recommendations as he continues to progress well from a groin strain, with the team finishing the road trip on Thursday in Milwaukee and Friday in Denver. So there's a chance that we can get LeBron James back, maybe even as soon as when we're back home, which would be huge. That means that, you know, potentially we won't slide that bad if that does happen. Again, we are currently the 4th seed in the Western Conference. We're 2 games above the Houston Rockets, but they have 1-4. So that is the hard part right there. And we are half a game back from both Denver and Memphis. So, again, everything, the Western Conference continues to be that bloodbath that we all know. What's up, Nate? Good to see you, my boy. Yeah, Ronnie, had to come in late. I was going to make this video earlier, but I had some things I had to do today. So, just getting home right now and had to do it. So, that is the LeBron James update, is the fact that, again, he is progressing well from the groin strain and he is back in Los Angeles. Now, per report, Dorian Finney-Smith will be available tomorrow at Milwaukee after missing Monday's loss to the Nets. This is a very huge addition because defensively, he is elite, right? Luka Doncic is questionable with the right ankle soreness. LeBron James, Rui, obviously, and Jackson Hayes remain out. So questionable is not the most promising, but we'll get more of an update tomorrow for pregame for that. So those are your injury updates there from the Lakers. But, I mean, LeBron progressing well is very good. That means he'll be probably reevaluated in a week or less, which is good. It's very promising as well. Now, let's talk Lakers, because will the Lakers actually be able to survive this stint? Especially if Luka misses tomorrow. You can almost chalk that up as a loss if that happens. But I refuse to do that because we've won many big games without our stars. So, yeah, I'm not going to chalk it up as a loss. I'll never do that as a Laker fan, as a diehard Laker fan. But it would be nice if we can get Luka, back in action tomorrow. We could use him. I know there's been a lot of controversies happening, but there's a lot of negative media sports takes on our Lakers. But we have done pretty well for ourselves in spite of the injuries. Still a top 4 team in the West as we speak, with a chance to climb higher. If we get a miracle win tomorrow, that'll be amazing. All right. Now, check this out, right? Much to Kendrick Perkins' point. Check that out right there. Let me see if I pull this up on the screen. There you have it. The Lakers averaged 4.61 million viewers on NBA Saturday primetime on ABC, making it the most watched regular season game in 7 years, excluding Christmas Day, and up by 92% versus comparable window. It says the game peaked at 5.3 million viewers and was the most watched program in primetime on Saturday. So there you have it. I mean, they say they don't need us. They say the league doesn't need the Lakers. I beg to differ, okay? because anytime the Lakers make a big splash or any sort of move, we are primetime television, right? Primetime television. Again, women lie, men lie, numbers do not. And here you have the numbers right there, right before your screen. So all these arguments that Charles Barkley's been making and, about ESPN covering, ABC covering the Lakers too much. This is why. This is what people want to watch. If people didn't want to watch this and they were sick of it, they wouldn't tune in. Again, this is the most watched regular season game in 7 years, ladies and gentlemen. So, yes, the league does need the Lakers for sure, right? What do you guys think of that, right? Very, very interesting. I find it, right? And it's unfortunate that, we're going through injuries, but we have the potential to just be so much more this season. But again, like the Cavs have just won 15 in a row. And, we can talk about the Cavs all we want, but they're not the Lakers. They are not the Lakers. In spite of us being the 4th seed and having 40 wins, still 17 games over 500, still really, really good. But, the Cavs are not the Lakers. And we will continue to be the center of the conversation and the talk. But yeah, shout out to the Timberwolves because they definitely helped us tonight with their victory. And, like I said, the West is a bloodbath right now, guys. As you can see, everything is just so close to each other. This could end up it could end up going either way. If the playoffs were to start right now today, we'd be facing off versus the Houston Rockets. You guys don't think I like that matchup? Right? For everybody panicking, just to give you guys a little example. All right? If, you know what I mean? If we were to face off today in the playoffs, we would face off against the Houston Rockets. That's a very good matchup. If we move it to number 3 and we were to start today, we would face off against Golden State. Also a very good matchup. We've already booted them out in the past. I know they're different teams, but familiar territory. If we're actually to move up to the 2 seed and the playoffs were to start today, Minnesota Timberwolves, I actually think that's a tougher matchup. Again, they just beat the Nuggets today, and they handled them pretty steadily. So who would you guys like to be matched up against if the playoffs were to start today? I want to ask you guys that, My boy said, are you wearing the Gorillas hoodie? No, this is Demon Slayer, my boy. Demon Slayer. This is Tanjiro. You know what I'm saying? We got all the characters right here. So, yeah, you probably can't see it that well with the green screen, but, yeah, it's Demon Slayer. Shout out to Demon Slayer. What's up, Tamika? Good to see you, Tamika. How you doing? Lakers in 5 versus the Rockets. That's the spirit, see? So when everybody gets down because of the injuries and because of the seeding, yes, I've always said we could be the number 2 seed if everything is good with injuries. But unfortunately, first it was Austin, then it was Rui. Last game it was DFS and LeBron. And the next game it might be, like I said, Luka. He's questionable as of right now. So we just have to, we have to prepare accordingly. Mentally, we have to be ready. Be ready to go versus any matchup. Doesn't matter. I like our chances versus almost anybody in the West. The only reason I want the top 4 seeds for home court advantage so we can start building momentum. We have the best fans in the NBA, the most passionate, and it would be nice if we can enjoy home court for the first round at the very least, right? But yeah, I still want that number 2 spot. I think it's very attainable. Lakers just have to figure out ways to win these games. If we can win, one of the next 2 and then go on a home run again, that'd be nice. Warriors would be fun as heck for obvious reasons. We both made 2 of the biggest splash blockbuster trades at the deadline. So that would be a lot of fun. My guy said the Rockets, I think that's light work right there. They don't have a lot of experience. They're young. They're excited, but I don't think they have too much experience per se. The Wolves, it would be a lot of fun. Ant-Man versus Luka, et cetera, et cetera. The Warriors, a lot of people would like to watch, Warriors versus Lakers. I think, those are 2 of the, obviously, the biggest stars in the game right now. So, yeah, I mean, either of those games would be awesome.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Thank you so much, Keith, for the super chat. He said, if Luka had not been hurt on Xmas, you still think Nico would still trade him? Honestly, maybe, because it seems like this was in the works for a while. It seems like Nico Harrison did not like Luka Doncic. That's what it feels like, because there's no other real valid reason to trade a player like that. I mean, there's no real, true reason to trade a player of that magnitude. Still 26, barely entering his prime. And look, somebody said it. I don't remember who said it on what show, but I saw a little clip of this. Luka last year, out of the 70-plus games he played, 50 games, right? 50 games he played. He dropped, I think, over 30 points. 50 of those games. So we haven't really got to see a true sample size of how good Luka can be yet. But for now, I mean, he's putting up pretty decent numbers for a new player on a new team with a new system. This is what his numbers are looking like since joining LA. Shout out to Lakers Lead here for providing the graphic. 24.5 points per game, 8.4 rebounds, 8 assists, shooting 40% from the field. It's not too bad. Those numbers can and will rise for sure. But again, to answer your question, I'm not sure if I'm really not sure if they would have traded him, but I think they would have for sure. Like, I think they would have did it because again, Nico Harrison was looking for a reason, it seems like, to put his imprint. It almost has Jerry Krause written all over it. Keith, I do appreciate the super chat, my brother. Thank you so much. D Prince says, yo, Dan, schedulers not giving us justice. Imagine back-to-back away and home. NBA need to do something about these back-to-backs. Some are just too much. Yeah, here's the thing, right? The NBA complains about back-to-backs. Well, we got bigger issues on our hand right now. And matter of fact, this is going to segue beautifully to another big issue that we have, and that is the officiating. And this isn't a video I wanted to make because obviously we don't want to cry about officiating or nothing, but it's so obvious. Check this out. We're going to start with this one right here. We're going to start with all the poor officiating I've seen recently. These are just the obvious ones. They call this a foul, offensive foul on Gabe, right? Gabe was just sitting there, setting the screen. Watch Draymond. How is that a foul on us? Like, that drives me absolutely freaking bonkers, okay? Here's exhibit number 2. They called this marginal after the Clippers challenges. Even LeBron chimed in and said, marginal, huh? This man got freaking clotheslined by Kawhi's meat hubs right here. And they call this marginal, ladies and gentlemen. This is exhibit B. I can keep going. You guys want me to keep going? Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. The times they do call a foul, it's to take away a bucket. They didn't count this basket. They give it to us out of bounds. That should have been and one. They robbed us not 1, not 2, but 3 points because if you want to make that free throw, 3 points instead, we ended up with a dry possession. So when they finally do give us the calls, right, it's only with the purpose of taking it away. How is that not an and one? In what world is that not an and one? You guys want me to keep going? I got you. Check this out. I didn't know we were doing karate, guys, in the NBA. Okay, commissioner, got to do better. All right, he got the steal clean right there. I'm not complaining about that. But look at Horford elevate his knees on the way back. Boom. To the face. Usually you can't do that. Usually that is an offensive foul. But apparently not if you're a Laker. Look at this. Boom. They could have seriously hurt Luka right there. That is really vicious and really messed up. And then it gets worse. Check out Kelly Olynyk. Check out Kelly Olynyk right here on the bottom of the screen. Check out how he sticks out his leg. Straight tripped him. It's his head too, by the way. Boom. No call. Straight up tripped him. Look at this. Look at his leg. Clear trip. Come on. Ridiculous. Oh, you want to get mad? Let's not go so far as to the last game. This one was the most egregious one because it was so apparent, right? This one's going to piss you guys off. If you haven't seen it, check this out. Watch how he just gets pushed blatantly in the back right there. Boom. Just like that. Oh, you think, oh, the officials missed that call? No, they didn't. They were right there. They were right there, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. Check it out from a different angle. Both officials right there looking at the play. Nobody look at the official in the back over there and look at number 10. They turn right when the push happens. Right there. Both of them looking. Check this out. And they didn't call anything. What are we doing? The officials, there needs to be justice for the Lakers. I'm sick of it. Forget about the back-to-backs. This is extremely unbelievable. And as a Laker fan, I had to make this short little clip because, and this is just, listen, I could have went on for hours. I didn't have the time today. I was extremely busy, running errands. But the fact that these officials can get away with murder and do that is disgusting, man. It's disgusting. And I do agree that Luka has to stop complaining on every call. But that little skit I just showed you guys, and it could have kept going. If I would have looked for more clips, I could have found them. But Jesus Christ, that is truly, utterly sickening. I know you guys are just as pissed as I am watching that back, right? Doing good, KJ. How you doing, bro? But you know, it's gotten to the point where we just become numb to the stuff. The refs absolutely be cheating. And again, for those of you that just tuning in, make sure you rewind that clip because it's really going to boil your blood to see that the NBA lets teams just push us around like that. And here's the thing the Lakers have to do, though. I understand that it is very unfair, but I think that has to bring out the dog in us. This is when you unleash the Devos of the world to set the tough screens. Even if he gets ejected, you have to send a message. The Boston Celtics battered us around, okay, including Al Horford lifting his knees to knee Luka on the way back. You know, the officiating isn't going to get better. Matter of fact, as the playoffs approach, I guarantee you it's going to get worse. We have to learn how to use this as fuel to our fire if we want to survive this stint right here without LeBron James. If we want to survive these next couple of weeks or so in the Western Conference, guess what we got to do, ladies and gentlemen? We got to put our head down and just play. You know, put our head down and just play. Because right now, like I said, we're currently the 4th seed. And everybody is starting to, you know, they're starting to build some little momentum heading into the playoffs. And we have gotten hurt at the worst time. We're missing players left and right at the worst time. Luckily for us, we still have players that can help us win games. Unluckily for us, this is one of the toughest stretches in the season. So anything is possible. Oh, man, David, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, David, as always, man, for blessing the community with the fan memberships. And anybody who's interested in joining on their own, make sure you guys click the join button. And it is only $2.99. You get absolutely exclusives, including comments being displayed on the screen at all, during the live stream, especially when we get really packed in here during the playoffs. It's going to be chaos. So you want to make sure you have your memberships. And you also get intel and behind-the-scenes information on all things Lakers and more. But yeah, listen, and also let me go ahead and run it, bro, because you just purchased 2 memberships.
I want to thank you for becoming a member. On DTLF's channel, we're a family, and together, we win.
My guy, David, thank you again so much. Will Field says, I've been noticing since Luka came here, the refs and other teams have been more dirty. It's frustrating. I haven't almost stopped watching games because I'm getting furious at the refs. Bro, my blood was absolutely boiling. My blood pressure was up after watching these last games. Still, you know, there's been times when we self-destruct and stuff like that. I will say that. But for the most part, man, it has been infuriating to see that Lakers can't get the average whistle, let alone the obvious one. I mean, come on, man. Some of these plays were just, again, for those of you just tuning in, some of these calls are just sickening to watch. Like, seriously, like how the heck do you miss this? Like, there's no way we hiring blind refs. Like this clip right here, this angle, it shows clearly he was pushed. I think anybody could, if the fans could see this with the camera, right? Bird's eye. If they can see that, then you know, again, this angle shows it even better. Right? You see right here. You see it right here. Look at the refs. How the heck you not calling that? Both these refs, number 10 and the one across. Both of them dudes clearly looking dead at Luka as he's getting pushed. He's looking around like, really? You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of when you go to school and there's some, there's a teacher whose son goes to the same classroom and they're allowed to get away with everything only because they're related to the teacher. That's what that reminds me of for sure. Kevin, thank you so much, man. Welcome. Thank you for becoming a member, Kevin. Appreciate you. Let's get these likes up. Appreciate you, Kimiko. Yes. What up, man? Hey, man, we're just chopping it up. We're talking Lakers, man. Any comments, questions, concerns? It's late night Lakers talk with yours truly, man. Definitely felt like making a video today. We didn't have nothing to talk about earlier, but with the updates we got right now, I think we definitely could fire up a video. So I was happy about that. Let's see. Marcel Rocha says, tell Luka to stop crying and play. I would tell him, but I don't have access to telling him. Man. All I'm going to say is he does need to play. I wouldn't call it crying. It's obvious he's getting fouled. You must be blind, too, if you don't think he's getting fouled. But, however, I do agree that he needs to put his head down and just use it as fuel to his fire because there's times when he looks absolutely unstoppable, and then there's times when he looks human because he's allowing people to get under his skin. I like the Luka that gets pissed off and plays hard. That's the Luka I like, for sure. Something needs to be done about these refs. Hopefully videos like these will expose a lot of it. You guys retweeting, liking, and sharing definitely helps, especially when I post those tweets since I have somewhat of a platform. it helps, to get notoriety. I mean, but I think the best thing the Lakers can do is submit their own video clips straight to the league offices and say, hey, y'all need to either get new refs or train these refs better, because ain't no way they should be this blind. If that's the case, they might as well start some new sort of robotic technology that can scan everything. But that's just going to take so much out of the game. I don't want that to happen either. But blessings, Jonathan. How you doing, man? Good to see you, bro. Man, we were just talking about this horrible officiating and, the way they call in, the way they're lacking, the way they don't call these plays for us. But anybody else, that's a foul. Anybody else, that's a foul. Guaranteed. But for us, again, refs just swallow the whistle. How the hell you don't put your hand up and blow that whistle? It just is besides me. But again, the Lakers did officially fall to the 4th seed, guys, and we're looking to win tomorrow. It almost feels like a must win if we don't want to keep slipping, right? Especially with the way the Western Conference is. Again, 4 in a row, 1 by the Houston Rockets, 5 in a row by Golden State. It almost feels like we chose the worst time to start losing. Strega, thank you so much for Super Chat. How you doing? Yes, unbelievable, right? These foul calls are just disgusting. Or these lack of foul calls are disgusting. And then on the other end, any little thing is a foul on us. If we contest something and block a shot, is a foul. It doesn't matter what we do. If we set a screen, it's a foul. It's gotten to the point where it's just like, man, I've tried to ignore them. Trust me, I've tried not to bring up the officiating all year long, right? So I want to focus on the basketball, but it's been almost impossible. We just dropped 4 by 0.5. Yeah. I mean, we can regain it back by winning tomorrow, but that's a big ask, especially since I just updated you guys on the injuries, and it sounds like Luka is a 50-50 chance of playing tomorrow. So that's not really good, right? Man, I don't recall Kobe complaining that much to the refs. He just retaliated through more aggressive plays. Though not everybody's cut through the same cloth as Kobe. I wish they were, man, but we definitely in a different era, man. Different NBA, different caliber of players. Kobe was one of the few, or should I say last of the dying breed, that there's not too many of. Everybody complains. The difference, though, is that not everybody has something to complain about. We do. However, I do agree, Double Pancakes. I hope that we can somehow just focus on the play. But the coaching staff and the Lakers front office should figure out a way to submit these video clips I just posted to the league office, because, I mean, we fans pay for a good product. We don't want to see injustices and unfair style of officiating. We don't want to see that. That's not going to help anybody out. It's not going to be fun for us to watch. And also, they get away with stuff that nobody else gets away with. If it was equal and it was just a rough game and so be it, everybody gets to push each other, then I'd say, fine, let's get tough and let's get dirty, right? But it's not equal, guys. It doesn't get officiated the same way on both ends, right? It just doesn't. Let's see. Prince says that Brooklyn one was so irritating, could have injured Luka. I think he's also has back injury history. If you're allowed to get battered and tripped and everything I just showed on the screen, then yeah, you're very liable to get hurt. Because look, this is what happened in the Boston game. Boston got away with some fouls, and so they were allowed to play more physical. Meanwhile, we didn't. So we kind of didn't play as physical, and that's something that can't happen. It takes us out of games completely. All right. Dan, LeBron James will be back next week, I'm hearing. Well, from the update I just gave you guys, it sounds like he's progressing well from the groin injury, right? So maybe by the end of the road trip, hopefully, right, which is next week. But we'll see. Nothing is for sure until we get, reaffirmation from the medical staff. He said, oh, Kobe did complain to the refs a lot because he didn't get calls either. I mean, look, but there's a difference. I think what people mean to say is that when Kobe got fouled, he would use it as a fuel to his fire. I've seen Luka do it. I've seen LeBron do it too. But we don't see it happen as often. We need them to happen more often. Use it as fuel to fire, like the water boy, right? The way people talk trash to the water boy, and then he would just kind of fire himself up and, tackle people. That's how the Lakers got to play. They got to raise their level of intensity when that happens. Have to believe we can come out of these next 6 games 4-2. Let's go Lakers, only if Luka plays. That is a crucial piece. I agree with you there. Well, I think the officiating way back then was better than today. Nothing much for the players to complain, but nowadays are worse. It's always been bad. I've been a lifelong Laker fan, 29 years and counting, bro. And I can tell you this. I can tell you this right now. It's always been bad. Right now, it seems worse because we can replay and we can look at the old clips. Back then, unless you have VCR with the VHS tape, you couldn't replay nothing, right? There was no YouTube, there was no Twitter, there was nothing where you can replay the old clips with. But I'm telling you, Prince, it's always been bad for us Lakers for sure. Whenever there's a blatant foul like the one where Luka got shoved in the back in front of 2 refs, there should be some kind of a pushback or grievance you could file in order to keep everybody in check. That's a great point, Striker. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking like the NBA refs should also go through reviews, like weekly reviews. And if there's too many blatant calls, then they should get removed or punished for 1 week. Obviously they lose some money if that happens. So that'll force them to stop the gambling and start doing your job properly. I think so. That's what I think. But you bring up a great point. Hopefully it does happen. Complain, just don't stop playing. Absolutely agreed. Hey, BC flexing the Laker pride. You love to see it, man. There you go. There you go. Let's see. Diego says, with the injuries forcing us to go to our bench for players, what do you think this will highlight to the front office? And do you think the offseason there will be changes to hopefully improve? Yes. Yes and yes. To answer your first part of your question, I think it'll highlight that we need more size in the paint this offseason. And I think that's where they're going. There's already a rumor, and I don't believe this rumor at all, but is that we will be involved in a three-team deal to get Daniel Gafford to the Lakers. Now, the deal had LaMelo going to the Mavs and Kyrie going to the Hornets, which I don't believe, but just saying there's already rumors out there where we can bluster up the front court. We got to figure something out, though, for sure, because we definitely get exposed when we try to play small and we don't have all those defensive wings out there like DFS with Vando and Rui. You need those guys out there, all the size and versatility in order to go small. With one of them or 2 of them missing, we start getting exposed with the small ball. So I think that's the biggest difference right now. Let's see. Good questions tonight. Let's see. My guy said, Dan, if you could add any legend from any era to this team, who would you choose? Kobe. You add Kobe Bean to this team, we are a dynasty. We're winning the next 5 in a row, at least, in his prime. Striker says, I say, way to start the petition straight to the CEO. We have numbers, not just us, all teams. I mean, I'm with it. I'm definitely with it. I've posted and retweeted a lot of the poor officiating, and I've even added the NBA. So I'm with it. It has to do numbers. People have to get behind it. People have to like and retweet and all this stuff. And if it does numbers, it might get enough attention for it. But it has been really bad. And I think that's part of the reason why the ratings go down in NBA. People get discouraged and they stop watching. We don't tune in to watch the pinstripes. We don't tune in to watch the Zebras play basketball. We tune in to watch the players. And there's been just so many games where the momentum and the rhythm of the game gets broken down and slowed down because of the officiating crews, because of the way they officiate. There's a whistle at every play, and there's consistently bad calls, and it just kills the vibe of the game both ways. Even when the Lakers getting too many calls, honestly, it starts getting boring. I just want them to play. I want to see the transition buckets. I want to see highlights. I want to see excitement. And the NBA does a poor service to itself by taking away marquee stars and just making the refs the main thing. So, yeah. How long have you had your channel, Dan? I think I've been listening for about 3 years now. I say about 7 years for sure. It's probably longer than that, but I didn't take it serious till about 6 years ago. So about 7 years. Yeah. Yeah. He said, when you first showed up to Laker Nation, I went to your channel. That's what's up, man. Shout out to Trevor for giving your boy an opportunity to go over there and spit some knowledge on Lakers basketball. I know a couple people flocked over here after I went on Lakers Nation. So that was the first time like a higher channel than me gave me an opportunity to go there. Usually I'm the one giving people opportunities to come here and they grow off of that. But it was a nice change to see, them reach out and actually have me on as a guest. That was pretty cool. But yeah, man, Ash, been doing it for about 7 years, 6 years, or 5.5 years. I've been going hard. And the last 4 years, I've been doing it full time, which is where I've seen the most growth for sure. Still got another level to this, man, that I'm going to add. I'm going to go ahead and add a lot more content, and there's going to be also some exclusive content for the members that you guys have been asking for. So, some side content, but all the regular stuff stays on the channel for all my regular subscribers and all that. Let's see. LeBron and Luka risking injury with all the no calls. They practically get mauled on most of the drives. It's unfortunate. And that's probably part of the reason to why they settle for so many threes, which drives me crazy. But, it is what it is at that point, for sure. Anybody know how advanced you can get to buy playoff tickets? They haven't announced it yet. I think first you have to clinch the playoffs before they announce it, Keith. I think once you clinch the playoffs, maybe then you can purchase, but then they're going to be all sold out real quick. So just make sure you do your research. Go to the Lakers website. I will announce if I hear anything on that for sure. But yeah, I mean, I think they're going to announce it right before the playoffs start. But again, got a long way to go. Got about 20 games for the end of the season. Lakers, we're in the midst of things right now. Like I said, we're battling for that seeding right there. And it's not going to be easy because let's go ahead and look at the schedule real quick. The Rockets have won, 4 or 5 in a row? And look at their next couple of games. They got the Mavericks. They should be able to beat the Mavericks, but you never know. It's the NBA. They got the Bulls, should be able to beat them. So they're slowly starting to catch rhythm at the right time, and they got all these weak-ass teams. Then finally, they got the Magic on Wednesday, March 19, followed by the Heat, the Nuggets, the Hawks, the Jazz, the Suns, the Lakers, Jazz, Thunder, Warriors, Clippers, and then Lakers and Nuggets. So they got somewhat of a manageable schedule where they're going to have to capitalize on the lesser, right? Our Lakers, all right? We got Bucks tomorrow at 4:30. Make sure you guys tap in for pregame at 3:30. Then we got the Nuggets, really, really tough. And then the Suns, who are fighting for their playoff life. So all 3 of these teams are going to be really hard games. I feel like we'll be lucky to win 1, but I want 2 out of the next 3. I want to get greedy. I want 2 out of the next 3, especially the Suns game that's going to be at home. But if we can split these little road games right here, right? We're already 0-2 on the road, so that's unfortunate. But if we can at least get 1, of these road games, that'd be great. I would love the Bucks game for sure. And then if we get the Bucks game, assuming Luka plays, we'll have momentum. We'll go ahead and play the Nuggets right after. You never know. Best case scenario, we split the road trip 2-2, winning the next 2 games. Worst case scenario, we lose all of them, 0-4. That will set us up big time. Then we go back home to face the Suns, the Spurs at home, and the Nuggets, all home games, followed by the Bucks off of back-to-back. So hopefully we'll have LeBron by this one. Then the Bulls, Magic, Pacers, Bulls, Grizzlies, Rockets, Warriors. So we got one of the toughest schedules. Pelicans, Thunder twice, and then the Mavericks, Rockets, and finally the Trailblazers. So it's going to be tough with all the injuries. See, I would have been feeling really confident had we be healthy there. And then the Nuggets, let's look at their schedule. They're right above us, right? They just lost again. They just lost to the Timberwolves. And then they smoked the Thunder, which is why I can't take the Thunder serious, man. Even though they beat the Boston Celtics tonight, this team is just so wishy-washy. How you give up 140 to the Nuggets? Trash, if you ask me. And then, obviously, they play us, then the Wizards, then the Warriors. Then they play us again. Blazers, Rockets, Bulls, Bucks, Jazz, Timberwolves, Spurs, Warriors, Pacers, Kings, Grizzlies, and then Rockets to end their season. So, again, starting to even out a little bit, man. It's going to be battle of attrition. Who wants it more? Then let's look at the Grizzlies. They just beat the Jazz. They play the Cavs next. So go Cavs. Hopefully they can smack the shit out of them. Then they play the Heat. And they play the Kings. They play the Trailblazers. They play the Clippers. They play the Jazz, the Thunder. Then they play us, followed by Boston and the Warriors. That's a tough stretch. And then Miami and Detroit. Then Charlotte, Timberwolves, Nuggets, and Mavericks. I think we have a little bit of an easier schedule than them. So we should be higher than them. Nuggets and us are kind of tight in schedules. And the Rockets have an easier schedule. So, again, it's going to be absolutely tough in the West. But I believe in us, man. I still believe in us. Let's see. Hey, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Shout out to my boy Ash. Let's see here. Kimiko, there you go. She brought it in home nicely right there. I love my brother Trevor, man. Love him to death. What he does is one of the few people I actually look up to in this industry because he's been doing it for so long, just like me, and even I think before. And also just you know, he is the face of Laker Nation regardless of anything. So shout out to Trev. He said, Keith, yeah, I don't get that. They have lost so many teams under 500, and I think they would know to snap out of in the midst to play beneath them. It's a long season. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, y'all. Throughout this season, you're gonna lose games you're not supposed to lose, and you're gonna win games that on paper you weren't supposed to win. But you got to find the happy medium of consistency, right? Looking at the Lakers' schedule, if we were healthy, most of these would look like W's. But because we're not healthy, they're all question marks right now. All of them. Literally, even the easy teams are question marks. You saw we just lost to Brooklyn. Very costly loss losing to Brooklyn. Now we got Milwaukee, a much harder team. I wouldn't be shocked if we pull up and beat them. Or we lose 50-50 on that one, coin flip. Depending on who plays. Luka plays, we got a chance. Luka doesn't play, we still have a chance, but it's going to be harder. Denver, we just smacked them in their house, but we don't got LeBron for this game most likely. Then we finally go back home for 3 games, 4, 5, for 5 games, a 5-game homestand, which hopefully we can win most of those, right? But again, it all depends on health, because if we're healthy, I feel like we could have beat everybody. There's a reason we were on an 8-game win streak, right? There's a reason for that, for sure. Thank you, Kimiko. Appreciate you as always. With that said, I remember the first detailed video I watched in 2021 when the time our center was Marcus. So, oh, you definitely saw a lot of my rants for sure. You know, you definitely saw a lot of my rants. Hey, Will, I'm honored, man. I'm honored to be in the same conversation or even in the conversation with my guy for sure. But it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to do it for this long. We're going to go for life, man, for life. So the haters, you know, they can stay mad and keep doing this because we're passionate about our Lakers. So much more content to come, though, guys. Keep it locked right here. Also, we'll be live on playback later on tonight, so make sure you guys tap in over there. You guys know what it is over there for a good time. Jokes, fun, laughs, all that good stuff. Make sure you guys tap in. Also, we'll start covering a lot more games, Laker-related and non-Laker-related, over on playback, as well as Dodger baseball when the time is right, okay? So stay tuned for all of it, guys. This video was brought to you guys by Prize Picks. You guys see the promo code up there. Make sure you guys tap in with that. But that's going to wrap it up for me here. But I'm not done tonight. I will see the rest of you guys who want to chop it up over on playback. All right. Thank you, Kimiko, for posting the link. And I'll see everybody here tomorrow for pregame. All right. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Go Lakers. And as always, thank you. Peace.